Oh wow, buckle in, get ready for fun and learning. This is a homeschool pop U.S. states video. In this video, we are learning about the state of Kansas. You won't be an expert on Kansas, but you'll know a lot of cool facts about Kansas. So if somebody asks you, do you know about the state of Kansas? You'll be like, of course, I saw the video. The first thing we want to learn about Kansas is where is it? If you want to visit Kansas, where do you need to go? Here is a map of the United States. Do you happen to know where the state of Kansas is? Where is the state of Kansas on the United States map? Yeah, the state of Kansas is right here. The state of Kansas is right here in a region of the United States called the Midwest. Kansas is pretty much smack dab in the middle of the continental United States, isn't it? This is interesting. Even though Kansas is in the middle of the United States, it's only bordered by 4 states. Alright, let's look at them one by one. Bordering Kansas to the north is the state of Nebraska. Then to the east is the state of Missouri. Bordering Kansas to the south is the state of Oklahoma. And bordering Kansas to the west is the state of Colorado. To review, Kansas is pretty much in the middle of the United States in a region of the U.S. called the Midwest. That was cool. Now we're going to look at 2 nicknames of the state of Kansas so we can learn even more. Those 2 nicknames for Kansas are the Sunflower State and the Wheat State. Alright, let's look at the first one. Why is Kansas called the Sunflower State? Well, sunflowers grow all over the state of Kansas, especially in the western part of Kansas. Sunflowers are everywhere. They grow in people's yards, they grow on farms, and they grow in the wild. Sunflowers can get quite large. In fact, they can grow as tall as 9 feet. You can find sunflowers that are 9 feet tall, which is great because they're very practical too. You can eat the seeds and you can make sunflower oil from the seeds, and it's incredibly healthy. While sunflowers do grow in other states, Kansas will always be the Sunflower State. That's neat, but why is Kansas the Wheat State? The Wheat State. Well, Kansas grows a lot of wheat. A lot of wheat. To give you some idea, there are 8.8 million acres of wheat in the state of Kansas. That's a whole lot. As you might imagine, Kansas is one of the largest producers of wheat in the United States. In fact, each year, Kansas produces enough wheat to bake 36 billion loaves of bread. 36 billion loaves of bread! That's a ton of wheat. So Kansas is the Sunflower State, and it's also known as the Wheat State. Okay, now we're going to look at the flag of the state of Kansas. The flag of the state of Kansas is a blue flag with the state seal in the middle and a sunflower on top of the state seal. The state seal in the middle of the flag tells a little bit about the history of Kansas. You can see the landscape with the rising sun, the settler's cabin with a man plowing the field, a wagon train heading west. You can see Native Americans hunting the American bison, and you could see a cluster of 34 stars near the top of the seal. Those 34 stars represent the fact that Kansas was the 34th state to join the United States. And of course, you know why the sunflower is there. You know, Kansas is the sunflower state, so there's a sunflower on top of the state seal on the flag of Kansas. Alright, now we are going to learn about where two important places are in the state of Kansas. The first is the city of Topeka. Topeka is the capital of Kansas. Then, southwest of Topeka is the city of Wichita. Wichita is the largest city in Kansas. Wow, here is our final question. What is the state bird of Kansas? The state bird of Kansas is the western meadow lark. And you can see it's got an insect in its beak because they love insects. The western meadow lark loves open fields and insects. So it's like, insects are like candy bars to the western meadow lark. You know, he's like, all right, I don't know why you're taking my picture. Let me eat this insect in peace, okay? I just want to eat this insect. The western meadowlark. Thanks for watching this homeschool pop video on the state of Kansas, the sunflower state, the wheat state,